No, no way. Joey Starr here for Star Quality Kitchen. I am just around the corner from Mystic Pizza on West Main Street in Mystic, Connecticut. What? Yes, that Mystic Pizza. If you didn't already know, there was a rom-com that came out in 1988 called Mystic Pizza, featuring the early work of a handful of people that you already know, like that pretty woman, and the kingpin of crime, and the mom from The Conjuring, and a very young Jason Bourne. And that movie is based on this lovely waterfront town and revolves around this pizzeria here that's been wowing patrons for over 50 years. But enough about movies and history. I'm hungry. Let's go get some food. There's multiple levels in the dining room here. The place is really big. You got this area, then it goes downstairs and there's a big dining room there. And then you go upstairs and there's another level of dining there. And on the rooftop, there's a number of tables. Now, I would have loved to have been on the rooftop, but two things were working against me. Number one, it's gotten really hot and sunny out there. And I was just filming that last segment there. So although I walked in saying I wanted the roof, I started to realize that maybe wasn't the best choice anyway. And then turns out that if you only want to get a slice or two, like I do, then you can only do that if you're sitting at the bar or in the bar area, which is where I'm in right now. So I think it all worked out for the best because I'm here, got a nice breeze coming from outside. They have those type of windows where it just opens up into the outside like so. It just so happens that today is National Cheese Pizza Day. I had to make it a point to make sure I got a cheese slice like so. And that's always our benchmark, right? And then what they had on slices, I guess some of it changes from day to day, but one of the specials that they have sold by the slice is the bacon cheeseburger, which not only sounds interesting, but now that we're looking at it, looks very interesting too. So before I delve into these delectable looking slices, let me start by saying that customer service here seems to be really friendly, really nice. Everyone I've spoken to or heard speaking to other people, very hospitable, very engaging, personable. Appreciate that. I think everybody here is probably happy to be here, not just the patrons, but the staff as well. And I think that speaks volumes to the quality of the restaurant itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this cheese slice. First of all, let's get a little bit of a close-up here. It's kind of, so you can see it's a bit more unique than what people call their traditional slices. A nice glisten on there, nice bubbly cheese, nice crispy crust with a good amount of char, as you can see here. Maybe a bit smaller than what you're used to, but it's a little bit wider too, so perhaps it's a wash. But based on what I'm seeing here, I'm glad that I always order a minimum of 2 slices. They go ahead, give it a New York fold, even though I'm in Connecticut. Go ahead and take the first bite. Pillowy crust, good tangy sauce, not over the top on the tanginess, not over salted in any way. Cheese is pretty good. It's not that ooey gooey type of cheese, but it's very flavorful and very real tasting. Get to the second bite here. Part of what makes the dough interesting too is that besides being pillowy, it's also a little bit malleable. So you bite in, You pull a little bit, instead of having a cheese pull, you got a little bit of a dough pull, but it's not undercooked. It's very flavorful. Like, I feel like the dough itself, if it was served with nothing on it, it'd be an enjoyable bread snack. Let's go ahead and get into the cheeseburger slice. I'm sure you've been to other pizzerias where they have something that's the equivalent of a cheeseburger slice. And it's going to have, maybe some ground beef and some cheese. It's going to kind of have a cheeseburgery taste. This is unique in that it's really dressed up like a cheeseburger. All right, give you a close-up again. You got your ground beef burger, of course. You've got your bacon. You got your tomato. Of course, you got your typical pizza stuff. And there's actually sliced pickles on here. Yes, sliced pickles. So it's kind of like a cheeseburger converted into a pizza slice. I like too, if you check out the outer crust on this one, it seems a bit more crispy. And for some reason, I'm looking at that and thinking, that makes sense for a bacon cheeseburger slice. This crust needs to be crispier than its cheese pizza equivalent. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that first bite of the cheeseburger pizza. What I didn't realize until I took that bite, there's a bit of mustard in here too. I don't know if the sauce is mustard. No way. Look at that. So instead of tomato sauce, you kind of have this mustard sauce, which I might have been hesitant in ordering this slice had I known that, but I'm glad I did order it because it tastes like a homemade mustard and it's delightful. It's not really bitter. It's actually more of a sweet mustard, very golden brownish, very much full of flavor. Yeah, I definitely came in at the right time. It's starting to get busy here. Go ahead, take another bite here. So the first bite I took didn't quite encompass everything. What I like about slices like this, look how chock full of ingredients it is that pretty much every bite's going to be different. I enjoy stuff like that because that means the whole slice is an adventure. So this bite looks like it's going to have a bunch of bacon, a bunch of meat, a nice chunk of pickle, and of course, that yummy golden brown mustard sauce. Something I'm noticing seeing the local traffic is that the area has definitely grown in population and businesses. It's a heck of a lot busier than how it's portrayed in the movie. But granted, how long ago was that movie? Over 30 years ago. So yeah, towns change over time. It's actually heartwarming and refreshing to see that this town is succeeding since the release of that movie. I don't know if it's related to the release of the movie, but I'm sure the movie didn't hurt. You go ahead and take a bit more. Again, unique kind of dough, good chew to it, crisp on the outer edge, chewy on the inside. Bacon is perfectly cooked, perfectly crispy bacon, the kind you want on your cheeseburger. The cheese, of course, is just like the cheese that's on the slice there. Not ooey gooey, but good. It tastes like it's made with real ingredients. I'm trying to pickle by itself because I feel like the pickle only has a slight dill flavor, which is good because you don't want to add too much sour to this when you have that kind of golden brown mustard sauce. So the pickle is actually a touch on the sweet side, which I think helps balance out the other flavors that are on here. It's really tasty though. This slice alone, very much worthy of a road trip out to Mystic. So glad it came out. Definitely a very unique slice in the best possible way. So how about you? Have you been to Mystic Pizza before? Have you watched the Mystic Pizza movie? Has either one triggered your interest in the other? Let me know in the comments below. So I want to hear about it. And also, is there another pizza place that's either made famous by or inspired a movie that you know about, you think I should know about? Special shout out to Kelly and Elizabeth in Ohio for putting this place on my radar. Truly appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching Star Quality Kitchen. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and stalk. Laters. I was enjoying those slices so much, I forgot to leave a little bit of pizza for that last shot.